What is up, homies? My name is Felix, and I'm here back again with another video for you all today. And today in this video, I'm going to be making a beat, except for I'm going to be doing everything wrong. And I know you're headed to the comments section right now as we speak, so I must say that this video is only a joke. I'm doing this video just for fun, just for entertainment purposes only. So I hope you guys can get a little bit of enjoyment out of this video here today. So make sure you guys check out my Instagram and my SoundCloud down in the description below, along with the playlist of songs I produced, my beat storm, my Discord, all that stuff. Go check it out if you'd like to do so. And now we can get into this video. So, obviously the first thing we have to do is put our headphones on. And obviously we're going to start with making the drums first here. But however, we're not going to be using just any sounds. We're going to be using stock sounds. And then obviously instead of pulling the sounds into the channel rack here, we're going to just drag them straight into the playlist. And instead of setting a tempo or something like that, we'll just drag the sounds in there and try to fit them in without any grid or anything like that. Alright, so now that I've got the drums dragged in here, you might want to get out your microscope so you can actually see them. I'm just going to try to zoom in as best as I can. Alright, so now that we've got this drum pattern sounding really good, we obviously have to copy it over so that it continues throughout the whole song. And we're just going to select it and hit Control B to copy it over. Just kidding, no we're not. We're just going to continue the pattern by dragging each and every individual note in there. Oh, and I almost forgot, before I started making the beat, I should have changed this minutes and seconds thing to beats and steps. And since we're not actually using the grid or the tempo to make this beat, this number right here essentially means nothing. Now, once we have our drum pattern completed, one thing that we definitely want to do is have all of these drum sounds be the same color and the same name, because we don't want anything to look out of place or messy. We want our beat to look very neat and tidy. Once you have your beat cleaned up a little bit, we have to have some sort of keys or piano in there. So what I'm going to do is open up the channel rack right here, and then we're going to pull up a really high quality piano sound. There's a plugin for FL Studio Mobile. Anyways, we're going to pull up a really high quality piano plugin. And then obviously not change the settings at all. And now I'm just going to record straight from my MIDI keyboard right into the playlist. That was terrible. Nice. And now we're just going to copy this over pretty much throughout the whole thing. So now that I have the piano pattern, I should obviously probably quantize it. So I'm not going to do that. So now obviously we're going to need a little counter melody to go on top of these simple basic little chords. And I could just record like a 4-bar loop, 8-bar loop or something like that. But I'm just going to hit record and keep playing stuff until the drums stop playing. Nice. So now that I got this pretty fire beat going on, what I'm going to do is just add a bunch of different counter melodies that all sit in the exact same frequency, but they're playing all different notes. So that way we're going to get a bunch of really nice clashing frequencies that muddy up our mix and make it sound really horrible. And I just realized that I should be using my new thing that I got here. Hold on. Nice. So now that we've added a few sounds, we obviously have to add some sort of bass in here. So I'm going to go with your classic 808 type sound. And unfortunately, none of the FL Studio stock kits actually have an 808 sound, so we're just going to go into our own kits and grab one. But however, I'm going to turn it into an MP3 instead of a WAV, just to get a little extra quality out of it. And before we do the 808, we want to make sure that when we right click on it, cut itself is off. That's just going to make it so that your 808s will play over top of one another, and they'll clash together, and they'll make some really interesting harmonic frequencies, and it's just really going to muddy up your mix like we want here. And despite what people might say, you don't want to go in here and tune your 808 or whatever. That just takes way too much time, and that might make it to where your 808 is like playing the right notes or something, which we really don't want here. So when you're playing or maybe clicking in your 808 pattern, you want to make sure what the bass notes, the root notes are of the chords that you played, because you want to know which notes to stay away from. So thankfully I know what those notes are, and I'm definitely not going to play them. It doesn't even get any smaller. Oh my god, look at the numbers. Alright, so at this point we've got a really nice beat going on. But you guys know it obviously wouldn't be a feezo video if I didn't play a little guitar here. Go to insert one and then record on stereo, of course. And now we gotta pull up a tuner. Just kidding, we're not gonna tune the guitar or anything. And instead of using this guitar, I'm gonna use a guitar that I definitely know is out of tune. This bad boy right here, know for sure it's out of tune because I haven't played it in a while. Gonna put some guitar rig on here, obviously, and then we're gonna find a really nice and clean preset.
Oh my god.
Okay, maybe I should actually record something now. Nice, sounds pretty good. Alright, so now that we've got our nice little guitar part, we're going to go to the channel rack here, and we're going to assign all of our sounds to a mixer. So there's a super easy way to do this. You just select all of them and then hit Control L. So we're just going to individually drag these like this until we fill up all the mixer channels. Also, the great thing about this method is that it doesn't actually change anything about the mixer. When you use Control L, it actually renames the mixer to the sound that you put into it, and it also changes the color to match the color of the sound you put in it, and we obviously don't want that. And silly me, how could I forget to take the soft clipper off the master? Of course we want to blow out our speakers or have our headphones explode when we're listening to the beat. And instead of adding a soft clipper on here, what you probably want to do is just add a bunch of sound goodizers, because that's pretty self-explanatory. Sound goodizer, sound good. We want our stuff to obviously sound good. So now that we have that, another thing that you probably want to do is add a little reverb to this thing because, you know, it gives it some ambience, gives it some nice space. So we're going to go to the master track, and then with your reverb settings, you want to take your dry all the way pretty much down, and then take the wet up quite a bit, and then turn the decay up quite a bit, maybe take the size up a little bit, and now you're pretty much good to go. God, that's like a horror movie. So then another little thing I like to throw on there is Izotope Ozone. I know this is a little professional, not everybody has ozone. We want to boost the bass frequencies a little bit, and then we want to boost the high frequencies a little bit, and then we're going to go to the imager and turn the stereo width up just a little bit, and then with the maximizer, we're going to turn the threshold way down here, and then just turn the ceiling down as well, and then we're going to turn the character all the way down. So now you have this nice sound. Oh my god. So now once you have your ozone on here, the last thing that you probably want to add is a compressor, but you want to make sure that you have no idea what a compressor actually is or does. So we're basically just going to mindlessly mess around with the settings and act like we're doing something professional. Alright, so now that we've opened up a portal to hell, it's time to lay out this beat. So the way we're going to do that is essentially just copy this whole thing over, but obviously we're not going to hit Control B. We're just going to do this, click on the sound, copy it over, click on the sound, copy it over. You guys get the point. And we're just going to do that about like 7,000 times. And at this stage in the process, it's really nice because we don't have to worry about the lines or it being lined up or even sounding at all musical, because it doesn't sound anything like music at this point. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, so now that we have 18 minutes of the worst sound that has ever been created, we're pretty much done with this beat. The only other thing we really need to do is... Okay, that is pretty much going to do it for me in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know this was a very different type of video here today, just, you know, purely entertainment. But also, I'm sure you might be able to learn one or two things here on what not to do. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is a pretty fun video to make, even though I was kind of just goofing and spoofing around. Make sure you guys check out my Instagram and my SoundCloud down in the description below, along with playlists of songs I've produced, my beats on my Discord. All that stuff will be down in the description below. If you'd like to go check it out, that would be much appreciated. And I will see you guys next time.
Why?